Jake here for AmericanTrucks.com, and today I'm taking a look at this Red Rock cold air intake for 1999 to 2006 Silverado 1500s with the 5.3 liter V8. The Red Rock intake is a great option for the Silverado owner who's looking for a simple way to get a little more sound and performance out of their truck, all at a very budget-friendly price tag. This is a bolt-in, no tune required intake that provides similar benefits to the bigger name brands without hitting the wallet too hard. So, what we've got here is a pretty nice little piece of kit. The filter itself is a reusable, multi-layer oil design, so it's going to do a good job of filtering out dirt and dust while also making maintenance easy. So there's no need to worry about replacing this filter, just clean it out and re-oil it when it gets dirty and you're back on the road. It's a great money savings in the long run. You also get this bright polished aluminum intake tube, which feels pretty good in your hand, and it's going to add some visual interest to your engine bay. These aluminum tubes are my favorite because they add some nice intake noise due to the resonance of the metal, so you're going to get to hear the engine sucking in air, and to me at least, intake noise, it's the best. Now, perhaps the most interesting part of this kit is that it also comes with a heat shield. It's a pleasant surprise to have this included here, since many of the less expensive cold air intakes don't include a heat shield at all, so they aren't necessarily cold air intakes. Now, having this piece means that your engine is going to be more easily able to pull in cooler air, as it's going to separate the filter from the rest of the hot engine bay. So again, cooler air means better combustion means more power. And since this intake does not require a tune, you can just bolt it in and enjoy. However, if you want to maximize the gains out of your intake setup, a custom tune will make sure that you get the most of it. But the best part here, folks, well, that's the price. Coming in at under $125, this is one of the least expensive intakes you can get for these GMT 800 series trucks. But despite that budget-friendly price tag, you're still getting a good quality item for your money, and you get that heat shield too. As compared to other intakes on the market, you're going to feel similar gains in overall performance, so this is going to be a great option regardless, but especially so if your build is a bit more budget-focused. You see, there's a reason that this intake is so popular with our customers. So be sure to take a look at what they have to say in their reviews and take a look at the photos they've provided on our website as well. Now, as far as install goes, this one comes in at an easy 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should budget about an hour or so to get it done. Again, this is a relatively simple install. Working on the Vortec engines are pretty straightforward, and the intake is easily accessible. You get all the clamps and all the connector hoses you need as well. You also get the hardware you need to put the heat shield together, as well as a tool and the little isolator bushing you'll need for that as well. Two things of note are that you will need to reuse your stock mass airflow sensor and a few of the bolts from your stock intake, so make sure you hang on to all of that hardware when you're disassembling the stock piece. Tools you'll need to get this install completed are 8 and 10 millimeter sockets, a ratchet, a 5/16 wrench, the Allen wrench provided in the kit here, and a Phillips head screwdriver. But enough talking about it, let's throw it on over to one of our American Trucks customers who will walk you through it step by step.
First, what we're going to do is always, when working on a vehicle, disconnect the negative battery, negative terminal on the battery. After disconnecting the negative terminal, we're going to go ahead and loosen these hose clamps. A total of 3. And 1 over here. After these are all loosened, you can go ahead and start removing. Also go ahead and remove the sensor, which we'll be using later. So after you loosen these hose clamps with a 8 millimeter 8 size socket, you want to remove this sensor. Just by squeezing this tab, put it aside. We're going to use that later. piece should just pull off. We're going to be using this later as well. Now, in your vehicle, you may have to remove this holder from your radiator that clips onto here. But for mine, for some reason, it was not attached. So this retainer goes into this hole. So mine was not attached. While you're in here, a good suggestion is getting some degreaser or some type of engine cleaner. While you have the space, clean up some hoses, any grease that you may want to take care of while you're in here. Some good old degreaser wouldn't harm while you're in here. Just cleaning up things that you don't regularly get to. We're just going to do a little quick wipe down while I'm here taking advantage. After you got all the cleaning done, we'll move on to this step. And this just pops out of place. Just give a nice little tug. Pops right out. And then next, we're going to take this plate off with all these bolts right here. It's a 10 millimeter, size 10. Just plate out. Okay, now that we have all the screws out, we can remove this mounting plate. Set it aside. And now would be another good time to spray some degreaser and clean this all up. Okay, after you got all this area cleaned, anything you wanted to wipe down, hoses and all that, you can start working on the assembly of the Red Rock intake housing. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. You might want to take a time to wash your hands before handling brand new, shiny, new parts. And then we'll do that next. Once you got everything lined up, just go ahead and take everything out of the wrapper and get ready to prep your area so you can start assembling everything here. So you'll have the new bracket, the mounting plate, assortment of screws, washers, and bolts. Once you have everything lined up, everything nice and organized, you're going to need a 8mm 5/16 open wrench, and they do provide you with an Allen key as well for these little bolts. Alright, so U side, like this, U side's going to go up, and this side's going to be on the outer part. Just all you have to do is line up the holes. Grab your 3 black screws. Head is going to be from the outside with your washer, like so, and your lock nut. So, do that 2 times for this hole and this hole. Pretty simple. Okay, once you got those in there, you want to hand tighten them just in case if you need to adjust anything. With the Allen on one hand and your wrench on the other, what you have to do is tighten while holding the more times. Hand tight, just in case. And we'll move on to the next step. Next, we're gonna attach this vibration mounting on the outside, like so. So on the outside, it's gonna go like so with your washer and nut. You can also place the other one on the other side, hand tighten so you don't lose it. Tighten these now, as if we're going to have to adjust this in a later time. Next, we're going to grab our 90-degree hose with its respective clamp. Just find the one that fits. And you're going to need two, one on each end. So we're going to make our way to the engine compartment to fit this over the intake side. Okay, once you have it in place, you're going to use all you need is three bolts that you took off from the mounting plate, original mounting plate. You're going to use these 3 holes. You may need to line it up a little bit and then tighten it. Okay, once you have your 3 screws on there, you want to tighten them nice and tight, nice and snug with number 10 millimeter. And you're going to repeat this for the other 2. All right, now we want to slide in the 4-inch 90-degree angled coupler, 2 4-inch hose clamps over the throttle body, and do not tighten at this time. We're going to need a little free play. And we're going to get place our intake tube in this engine compartment. We're just going to slide this right in here. Might have to wiggle it a little bit. We're just going to line this up to that little rubber mounting. It's like for vibration. Might have to spin it a little bit. Get it in there. Okay, you're gonna want to remove this little rubber cover. You don't need that. And you're gonna attach this radiator hose clamp to your intake. So it's nice and secure, nice and snug, like so. Okay, once you have it all lined up, you want this bracket to be on the outer side of this vibration bushing, and then you want it to be a little bit up. You might be able to adjust it, kind of like hand tighten it, so if you need to adjust it, you can. And then we're going to move on to removing the sensor off the old intake and assembling the last bit of the installation. We'll be removing this sensor because we're going to need it. And then go ahead and wipe it down as well while you're at it. Get it nice and cleaned. Okay, once you got it nice and clean, this little adapter that comes with the kit is going to go with this piece lining up with here. So you may need to stretch it out a little bit, just nice and snug. Like so. To the bottom. So before you proceed, just double check. You want to double check maybe you might have left something loose, just this is the time before you proceed on to the next step. I have everything lined up for the next step. So once you have your sensor in place with the adapter, go ahead and put your 2 hose clamps like so on this hose. You're going to slide it over the adapter like so. There's a little thing here, you might need to slide it over. There we go. Boom, like that. And then this is going to go on here, like so. Go all the way in until you can't go no more. And you can tighten these down. I like to keep mine uniform. Like my heads, my screws are all the way up. So I'm gonna make these line up. Keep everything aesthetic. Okay, now that you have your 2 hose clamps properly secured, I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. Nice and snug all the way through. And with the last part of the hose clamp around the filter, around here. Make sure it's flush around the whole ring, like so. So close to final product should look like so. I'm gonna align this hose so it matches everything. It's just me, don't have to do that step. And then I'm gonna tighten everything up and move on to the next step. Okay, once you secured all your clamps, just go ahead and double check. Make sure everything is nice, securely tied down. Nice little wiggle should do it. It's nice and sturdy in place. Final step would be, second to final, is connecting your sensor wire back on, like so, and re-terminating your negative battery. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna start her up, see how she sounds and how she runs.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the Red Rock Cold Air Intake for 1999 to 2006 5.3 liter Silverado 1500s. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things Silverado, be sure to stick with us right here at AmericanTrucks.com.